on public transport? Why or why not?
Okay, yes, I am traveling public transport because when I go to my office. That time I need to take any vehicle for this reaching there. So that time I use the public transport like bus or rickshaw or something. And train also. So that's when I go to my office. That time it is far away from my home. That's why I take public transport.
Okay. Do you use public transport when you were a child?
Please tell again.
Yes. Did you use public transport when you were a child?
Okay, no, but because when I was child, that time I have a private transport. Like car. That time basically most of the time we use our private car and rickshaw because when I was child that time we have a private transport for this region. Whenever we go from anywhere, we basically use the private transport when I was a child.
Yes, okay. Will you use public transport more in the future?
Yes, we use more public transport in future because more in our country there are stand up any there are stand up many overbridge and flyover. For this region, we basically want to use the public transport, and the population are the highly amount of population are becoming highly for this region. We need the public transport for going anywhere in the world. For anywhere in our city. For this region, I think in future we need more use public transport.
Okay, yes, thank you. Can I ask him 2 more questions on another topic, because I only have 3 questions in terms of traveling on transport?
Yeah, you can just ask one more, even
okay.
Yeah, in another topic.
Yes. I will ask you about the topic happy. What made you happy when you were little?
Okay, when I was little, that time I was very happy because that time I do not have any mental pressure or any work pressure. Every day, in that time, I was mainly spend most of the time with my families and friends. For this region, that time I feel more happy, and I cannot that I did not introduce the unhappy word.
Okay, I think that the question is what made you happy?
Yeah, I noticed that, so I want to say something.
So you should
make me happy.
when you were a child. Yes, what made you happy when you were little?
It is in the holiday because holiday is make me very happy because because that day we spent whole time with my fathers and families, because that time our family was the joint family, so most of the people are job holder and they are busy another day. That's why in holiday they stay in home, and for this reason we spend whole day with our family. So I think holiday make me very happy.
Excellent.
Okay, yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Now I'll give a quick feedback. Your first question Chuk, was do you use public transport? Is that correct?
Do you often, yes,
Do you
travel?
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to emphasize that do, the question would start do you. This is not just for Pranjal, but specifically for his answer. But I make this mistake from time to time. When answering a question, always start with or repeat the how the question, what is used in the question. For example, if do you, then you say yes I do, or no I don't. It's something like that. If you say, if the question is have you, then you say yes I have, or I think have you is also do. You can say yes I do. Do you have, or something. Anyways, are you, then you would say yes I am, or no I'm not, right? But when Pranjal answered, so your question was, do you often use public transport? I remember Pranjal said, yes, I am, or something like that. So Pranjal, how do you correct that? Because it doesn't fit with the question when you answered, when you started your answer.
Basically, when anyone asking anything like "do you" or something, that time, firstly we answer the yes or no. Then I explain why I
Yeah.
used like that.
Yeah, it's not the question of yes or no when you answered. It's the question of the verb that you use. For example, the question, do you, and then you said, yes, I am. So how, and that was incorrect. So how do you correct that?
Yes, I use the public transport like that.
Yes,
Full
correct.
sentence, answering
So
the full
even
answer.
if you can also repeat the do, yes, I do use for emphasis, but yeah, yes, I use public transport. So that's correct, instead of saying yes, I am. So that's incorrect. But like I said, it's not only for, I make this mistake from time to time too, without, I know it's wrong. I know when I, for example, if I hear myself again, if I review, if it's recorded, if I review, then I say, oh, and I know it's wrong, but sometimes without thinking, we don't notice what did the person use when the person asks question. I make this mistake from time to time in speaking with my Canadian friends, right? And I say, oh. But of course they don't say like, oh, the use of verb is wrong. No, they don't say that. Because as long as they understand what you're saying, then that's fine with them. That's the most important thing. But with IELTS, it's not acceptable.
Yes, I think that maybe if we want to avoid this mistake, we should use adverb instead. Because say sure or not at all or yes, definitely.
Okay. How do you say, for example, if do you often use public transport? And you said that we use adverb to make it sure that we don't make mistakes. So can you try? Can you give an example to answer?
I think that I will say like sure, definitely, or sure very often, or yes, most of the time, things like that. I think maybe we can avoid using the wrong auxiliary.
but then you will continue, right? So how do you continue? Are you gonna say
Ma'am, yesterday I noticed one thing. You suggest a video course like Creed course. I think you suggest in your group, Mr. Creed. English.
yeah.
Yes. So I follow his video in previous, because I follow his YouTube channel. So that time He say one thing that firstly you answer, do you or like that, have you or something. Firstly you answer is yes or no, something which whatever you tell. Then you tell you use the transport and add a but or however. He tell that first add positive, then add negative for telling full sentence. Like yes, like example, yes, I use the public transport, but basically in few days I cannot use public transport for going my job or something. Mainly he suggests that if you want to tell clearly or something, you must use the negative sentence also. One negative sentence also.
Yeah, it depends on how you answer, but
Because in IELTS, he tells that IELTS exam is not a grammatical exam. Basically, the examiner noticed that how much you talk to with him.
yeah,
If you use the negative word also, that is first you use transport, but sometime I cannot do that for something. Then you explain why. So
yeah,
we tell that you can start this type of answer. Start like this.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I
That's a good suggestion. Yes, you can do that, of course. Yeah,
because
to show the examiner that you understand this yes and no, right?
yes.
So sometimes there was one time when I was in front of my examiner and he said, "Oh, do you enjoy your job and do you like your job or something?" And I said, "Yes and no." So I just said that. So I explained the yes.
This type of answer is one line because do you like your job? So yes, I like my job. That's okay, but it is not appropriate.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
must explain.
Yeah,
It's
you
good
can
things and
say
bad
like
things also.
naturally, you can say in a natural way yes and no. So you have, yeah, because that's how they speak here sometimes when they want to answer your question, but they're in between. So they say yes and no. And then they explain the yes and it's no because of this and that. So
Because of
it's just, yeah, and it's just the, how it's just showing your examiner that you understand when you say no, you understand when it's yes, you understand and you know how to explain. But remember, part one question is only your answer should be short. So it's also something that we need to be aware. And sometimes we keep talking and we miss the point, the meat of your answer, that you have a little bit of explanation instead of saying many things that there is no explanation, because it's a limited time when it's part one question. Okay, so let's continue now. Pranjal, it's your turn to ask Chup. And then after you guys, I'll provide the cue card. So,
cue card.
but you asked Chup first, her part
First part.
questions. Yeah, I have some visitor. Okay, hi. It's just fixing the door. So I'm gonna mute myself, okay? So continue, guys.
Okay. Okay. So what is your name? I cannot know.
Yes, my name is Chup.
Chup. Okay.
Chup,
Okay.
yes.
Chup. Okay. Chup. Now I am asking you some question about animals. Okay. Are there many animals or birds where you live? Why or why not?
I don't think that there are many animals in the place where I'm living now, because I am living in the city, and basically it's really crowded here. The population is really dense, so even people don't have enough space to live. let alone animals there. So we only have domestic pets like dogs or cats or birds here. Yeah, we don't have wildlife animals here.
Okay. How often do you watch programs or read articles about wild animals? Why?
I have to say that I watch programs about animals very often. There's a point that I watched documentaries about wild animals on a daily basis every night before I sleep, because I'm a big fan of big cats such as lions, jaguars, leopards, or tigers.
Okay. Have you ever been to a zoo or a wildlife park? Why or why not?
I remember I have been to a zoo when I was really small, about 3 years old. Yeah, that's the only time I went to the zoo. And going to the safari is one of my biggest dreams, because as I mentioned, I'm a big fan of African lions. So I really want to go on a safari in the future.
Okay. Would you like to have a job working with animals? Why or why not?
I don't really think that I want to be I don't really think that I want to work in a animal field, because I'm not specialized in that field. I really want to have a voluntary job working with animals in the future, but just for a short time, not a short-term job. Sorry, not a long-term job. Yes, thank you.
Well done. Okay. All right. So I just wanted to mention, I was impressed with your use of let alone. I think that was in your first question. And the reason why I'm impressed, because I know that I like to use this phrase, but most of the time I forget that I can use this, or this is the correct way, the phrase that I should use when I speak, when there is a need to use that. So yeah, that was really impressive, because it was easy for you. It's like a natural thing for you to use that. That means you've been using this phrase for a long time, right? And
Sorry,
here,
exactly.
here
But
I am.
I
Sorry, continue.
I mean, like, actually, before I tried to record it myself, teaching some new English phrases for people on the internet, maybe on Facebook or on TikTok, and I tried to introduce this phrase to people. And I tried to find several examples of it also. And of course, like, I couldn't succeed recording the video for the first attempt. I needed to take several attempts. That's why I think I am becoming more familiar with that phrase.
That's really good, because I wanted to mention, here I am, I live in Canada for many years, and I still have I done, sorry, just okay, hello. Here in my place, changing the lock. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, here I am. I've been here in Canada for such a long time, and it's not that I struggle, but I don't always remember to use this, even though there's a need to use this phrase. And another thing, Chuk, that I wanted to mention, I think it was in the last question when Pranjal asked, how did you ask the question, Pranjal? It was a conditional question.
Oh,
Condition.
yes. Would you like to have a job
Oh, I'm
working
sorry,
with
I can't
animals?
hear you. Sorry. Can you say that again?
Would you like to have a job working with animals?
Oh. Let's try without my. Oh, just a moment. Okay. Oh, can you give me 2, please? Okay, thanks. Of course. Of course. Thank you. Okay, where was I? Can't remember.
Would you like to have a job working with animals?
Okay, so okay, would you like? So it's like, okay, can you say that again, please, Ranjal? Because I'm looking for the word F.
Would you like
Oh, he said that, would you? Yeah.
Would you like?
to have a job working with animals in the future or something like that?
Yeah, can you
Have-
say that again, please? The question?
would you like to have a job working with animals?
Would you like to have a job? Okay, okay. So did you answer in the future tense, Chuk? Well, anyways, we can review because I thought like you answered in the present tense.
I think that I said that I don't want to have a job for the long term,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
want to do it in the future, but just as a volunteer. Yeah.
Okay.
I said
So
yes.
anyways, I think that's not it was correct, but I just thought like if the question was with if, would you? So if you had a chance, would you, or something like that? But it was not the case. So anyways, just disregard that one. And then we can go, I'll give you, whose turn is that? I think it's Pranjal, and I need a help. I need some help, Chuk, for the time, setting the timer. So Pranjal, I sent already one cue card there. Describe a couple you know who have a happy marriage. So your bullet points, who they are, how you know them, what they usually do together, and finally explain why you think that they are a happy married couple.
Okay.
You can start.
You have your pen and your note there?
Yeah, just start the 1 minute too, maybe.
Okay,
And then, yeah. Okay, I'll step out for a bit. Okay. Just continue, guys. I'll be back as quickly as I can, okay?
Okay, time's up. Okay, now you have 2 minutes. Sorry, but I cannot hear you. I think you're having problems with your mic. Hello, can you hear me? Yeah, we cannot hear you.
Oh, what happened?
He he was having problems with his mic again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he didn't finish his part 2.
All right. So, okay, that's fine. We can continue. Do you want to answer the cue card yourself? I sent it to our group chat too.
Yes, okay, yeah.
Okay, your 1 minute starts now. Okay, time is up. And start speaking now.
Yes,
Please.
I would like to talk about my friend's family. She is my friend from university, and we studied in the same class in the first year, and we became close friends. In the second year of university, my friend told me that she met a person, and he was the son of her parents' friend. And then she introduced him to our group of friends. And several months later, she said that he became her fiance, and they would have a wedding ceremony after some months. And I went to their wedding ceremonies, and after that I also had some opportunities to go to their house and to observe their marriage life. He is a really nice husband. He spoils her very much by buying her luxury things like brand clothes or expensive jewelries. He also usually takes her out to have dinner in some high-end restaurants. And I suppose that they are very happy because I rarely see them argue with each other. And they always show loving gestures such as hugging or kissing on the cheeks or holding hands in front of others. And I think that they are really great lovebirds. And even sometimes other people joke or make fun of them. They say that stop doing those things in front of single people. You guys are making us really jealous. Yeah. So now they are happily having a small child.
Time is up. Yeah.
Yes.
I was muted when I said that. Anyways, yeah, I love your use of lovebirds. Okay, Chuck, I have one question. Okay, I'm so impressed how I don't know if you wrote them down, but it was like very organized, your answer. But to me, for 1 minute, I can't even write. I just write one word and like an outline, right? For example, who, I write the name and what or where, and I write the location. And that's it. My hands are all, it's like when I had my experience, every time I had the 1 minute to prepare, I couldn't really prepare. It's like, and my hand was like this and shaking.
I have the same problems, yeah. But nowadays, I think that because I have an upcoming exam, so I cannot do anything other than trying my best on part 2, because it's always the most challenging part for me. Also, my brain feels empty during this part.
Oh,
Yes. So I always try to write down as much as I can during 1 minute.
okay. Mine is, it's not a challenge. I love the cue card part. It's because I thought like, okay, this is my chance to shine. It's like, because there's no interruption, I can just talk and yeah, it's, I don't know, it's just I feel comfortable with the cue card instead of part 1 is not bad, but I think the part 3 is the most challenging for me. Okay, I want to mention, okay, I wanted to write this. So see it if you can see the word.
Yes, I can.
Say that.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you say that again? Can you read it?
Your ceremony.
Ceremony. Okay, ceremony. Because I said ceremony. So let's check Google.
Yes.
Because I might be wrong, and I've been saying it. I've been saying it for ceremony. So the stress is in the first syllable, the way I said.
Yeah.
First is like ceremony. It's in the second syllable. Okay.
I think that I thought that the stress syllable is on the second syllable. I thought so.
Let's see.
Ceremony.
Yeah, did you hear?
Ceremony.
Yeah, it's the first syllable.
First. Okay, okay. So I'm correct. Yeah. So can you say that? The correct.
Yeah. Ceremony. Yeah. Ceremony. Yeah,
So
ceremony.
you go high to in the first syllable, and the rest will just like a whisper. Ceremony. So
Ceremony.
yeah, there you go. You got it. Okay. It's good.
Ceremony.
It's good to check. Sometimes
Ceremony.
though, that's why I always have to check, because even though I'm very sure that this is the correct one or that is the correct one, but when you check, there are 2 ways of saying one particular word. So I want to make sure, for example, this is not about the stress or accent, it's just the way. Let's, okay, where is it? For example, this one. And
I think that maybe sometimes, like when it is a noun, it pronounced differently.
Yeah.
When it's a verb, like the word tear or tear.
Yeah, exactly. So this word, it's not about, I'll talk about the way we use them, not about the pronunciation. So I know that practice with the CE is American, and I know when it's British, you say you write SE. But I just learned that British, they also use both. No, not both, but the one with C is a noun, and one with SE is the verb. But in American, it's both a noun and a verb. We write in CE in North America. But I'm gonna check that again. I don't want to, but I just checked it like maybe a couple of weeks ago, because I saw that on social media, the explanation. So now, do you want to continue with part 3 questions? I'll give you 3 and then we can wrap up.
Yes, please.
Okay. Sure. Let's see.
I was checking the word practice also. Yes, they said that practice with S is an American word, and it's both, and it is sorry,
British. Yeah. The SE is British. You said American, but I might.
They said that practice with CE, yes, is similar to SE in American English. So I don't know. So like practice, CE is both noun and verb. Yeah.
For American, but for British, they for noun, it's CE, but
Yes.
for the verb, it's SE.
Yes, right.
They don't mix it. One is noun, one is a verb. But in American, the CE is for both, for a noun and for a verb. Okay. Now, okay, your part 3 questions. So this is not in the context of your cue card, okay? Because I'll just pull up some, yeah?
No, yes, no, I didn't say anything.
Okay. Just a random. Part 3 questions. Okay, so it's about weather. Different kinds of weather. Is that okay?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
All right. 3 questions. Number 1, does the climate affect the types of houses people build in your country?
Well, I suppose yes. For example, the people in the west of my country, they live in a really hot. They have really hot weather, and that's why they build their house like a cottage. They used straw or tree leaves to build their house. Yeah. And the people in the city, I suppose that they have, especially in the north, we have colder weather compared to other parts of the country. And we usually live in tube house. Yeah. And tube houses, tube house is also an effective way to save their space, because real estate here is really costly, really expensive. People have to work for tens of years in order to afford a house. That's why tube house, yes, it's both effective in terms of the weather and finance.
Okay, what was that you said, top house?
It's a tube house, yeah.
What is a tube house? It's a new
Tube
word
house.
for me. Tube house.
Yes, a tube.
A tube house. What is a tube house?
It's like a house with a really narrow. It's really narrow, yes, and it has many floors, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 floors. But yeah, how can I say, the size of the land is only maybe 20 meters square or 30 meters squares. Yeah, or yeah.
Okay.
And it's really narrow and long. Yeah.
Okay. I see. That's why it's called tube.
Yes.
Okay. So now I'm gonna search that up, because when you Google, you can also choose images, right? So it would be, I'm a visual person, so I understand more, or I understand easily when I see pictures. Okay, your next question. Why do you think people live in places where there is often bad weather?
Oh, well, this is really interesting because I have never thought about this, but I guess that they just have no choice other than living in those places. I suppose that their ancestors went there to settle down, and they just live there from generations to generations, and they just cannot have enough money to buy a house in a better location. That's why they keep living in that part. And I suppose that if they can have better finances, then they will definitely try to move to another city or another country so that they don't have to face natural disasters or bad weather often.
Okay, yeah, good answer. Now, your last question. Do you think the weather is the most important factor when choosing where to go on holiday?
I suppose that it is one of the most important factors, but not exactly the most significant factor when it comes to deciding where to go on holidays. Because even in a place which has good reputation about weather, there would be some changes, some drastic changes in the weather sometimes. So I think the most important factors when we decide to choose our place for holidays are the price, the sceneries, the people, and it depends on our preference as well. For example, a person who likes going to the mountain, of course, they are most likely to choose a mountainous area instead of a beach area. Yeah.
Yeah, good answer. That's good. So now we're done. So do you have anything to, what do you want to say? Some things to discuss. We'll give it 1 minute or 2 minutes.
Yes, I think that today, I think this is the last day that I have the chance to practice with another person before my exam, because it's really near already. I have only more than 1 day to prepare. Yeah.
You want to warm up? You can call me, for example, on your way to your test, location, and you need a warm up. I don't know if you've read that from the IELTS Advantage, that when your test is tomorrow, for 24 hours, just try to just think of English, speak in English and write in English, and tell your family you cannot talk to them when it's not English. So 24 hours, just speak English. For this, at least for this platform, we have the English speaking practice. So if you need, just let me know. You can text me what time you need the warm up, and then we can talk while you are driving, not when you're driving, when you are in the transport, or if somebody is driving you. So yeah.
Yes, thank you so much. I really appreciate your efforts, because I think that most people wouldn't do that. You are really supportive, and you give free lessons for people, and you also give us the chance to have like a community to practice speaking together. And I think that I have participated in your class maybe 4 times so far, and I have learned quite a lot.
Really? Well, we learned from you too.
I don't know much, but to me, sometimes I think that I spend lots of time studying English, grammar and everything, but I just don't have the ability to show off everything I have, and I feel really nervous.
Exactly. So yeah, like I said, collect and whatever you learn from your study or from your research, and then practice it here. Practice what you've learned here at this platform. And yeah, I get a chance to practice too. That's why it's like it's a symbiotic relationship. I know that I like to give, but I give and I receive too. So I really appreciate, but thank you so much. It means a lot that you appreciate how I you know, I created this platform and really give my time for this.
Yeah, sure. I think that I mentioned this before. I work as a part-time teacher, and even when I get paid, I'm not willing enough to run a class regularly. Sometimes I ask for days off without any relevant reasons. Yes, I just feel like having a day off and I ask for it. So that's why I think that you are really determined. You follow your schedule. I don't see that you will skip any day. Yes, so I think you are great.
Thank you. Well, I do sometimes when it's really necessary, but if it's not, then because it's just at home, it's just from home, so yeah, that's fine with me. Anyways, so yeah, I hope you will. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you will do well with your test.
Yes.
Let me know if you need to warm up, okay?
Yes.
All
I
right.
will hope that I will have internet on that day.
Oh,
Yeah.
you don't have it on your phone or something? You don't have like a data on your phone?
I will buy some mobile data, of course, but I mean, I don't know if it will be strong enough, and I haven't downloaded Zoom on my phone. And another thing, like I suppose I will be very nervous, and yeah, I don't know yet. Yes,
So that would help it would help to overcome your anxiety or nervousness. So you can, yeah, try to contact me. Also, Chuk, okay, how long is the travel to your test location from your home?
I think that it will be about 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay, even if we just before that, you can contact me. We can warm up for 15 minutes or for as long as you are still, you still have time.
Yeah, I would try. Like, I will
Yeah.
see. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah.
I wanna, yeah, if you feel comfortable too, but okay. So I had an experience. There was a guy, um, uh, when he was on his way to his test location, he called me, but he did not really give me like a heads up, right? But he just called me but I announced it already that if you need a warm up and you're going to your test, just, let me know. And he was going there and I could feel his voice. He was really nervous and we talk and then, so I think it helped him because at least there is like an exercise in your muscles, in your speech organs. So, yeah. Okay.
Yes, thank you so much. I guess that I'm not sure if I will contact you on that day because I don't want to, maybe you are sleeping by that time. So I don't really want it. And I guess that one thing that I want more is like maybe you can send me a wish, a good luck wish, for example.
Oh, yeah, of course. You see, if you just write to me, if you just message me that time, I can look it up in the world clock. And then I will tell you that, okay, I'm awake around that time. So you can, anytime you want. So you message me the time when you are not on your way because you said you don't have internet, but before that, or which time you feel like you are okay to warm up, which time in your country, then I can look it up. Okay.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah.
All right.
Yes, see you, ma'am. Yes, bye.